So we'll start with this prayer for invoking auspiciousness, which is on your screen now. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So last few sessions we have been talking about this verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse number 7. So we'll recite that once today. कार्पण्य दोषोपहतः स्वभावः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः
पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेतः
पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेतः
यश्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
यश्रेयस्यानिश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्
शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
So who wants to read the translation today? Yeah, Pundarikaksha Prabhu.
Yeah. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
Thank you, bro. So in the last two sessions, we have been talking about this verse. Until now, we have covered few things from this verse. First of all, we talked about Karpanya dosha. What is the difference between a Kripana and a Brahmana? A person who's miser, who's not using this human life and the higher intelligence that we have received in this life for self-realization and wasting our life into eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Whereas in contrast, Brahmana is spending his life into self-realization, understanding and implementing the process of bhakti into his life. Then in the last session, we talked about this Shreyas. Yes, Shreyasyan Nishitam Bruhitanme. That is what Arjuna is asking Lord Krishna. So the difference between Shreyas and Preyas. The short-term goal, which is Preyas, short-term welfare, which is Preyas, and Shreyas is long-term welfare. And we talked about how the long-term welfare is basically thinking not only in this lifetime, like about for our retirement or even next lifetime. We should think about life after life or finishing this cycle of birth and death completely. And that is the ultimate beneficial for all the human being and in fact, all the living entities. So we should be focusing on that welfare activity, which is the long-term and the ultimate welfare for all of us, instead of focusing on the short-term welfare. Now, it is not that we have to give up the short-term welfare completely. What we are saying is there should be a balance. For example, for children who are going to now schools, colleges, universities, now all the parents will focus or insist to them that they should be study. But is that the goal of life? Yes, we have to study, acquire the knowledge, and then it will be beneficial for us in our material life, so that the person will get the job, get the material knowledge. But at the same time, it is parents' responsibility that they should also be teaching their children about the spiritual welfare, how the child can make spiritual progress. That is the long-term welfare. So apart from focusing on the short-term thing, we should also balance that with the spiritual progress that we can make in this human life. This is only available, this facility is only available in the human life, so we should not be wasting it. Similarly, the person who is working, it is not that we should be just focusing on working hard, spending 8 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours, just for working and earning more and more money. Yes, that is required, because that is how we have to sustain our body, our house and everything. But at the same time, this human life is not only for doing this. Human life also has this responsibility that we should be using this human life for making spiritual progress. So this third point in this verse that we want to talk today and then move on to Ram Navami or Lord Ram's pastimes discussion, which is about surrender. This verse talks about surrender. Now, surrender is generally having some negative connotations in the material world, but this surrender is not like that. In the material world, the surrender is done to a wrong master, and that is why the surrender is having a negative connotation. But whereas surrender to the Supreme Lord is not like that. Surrender to the Supreme Lord, because the master is wonderful, and the intention of a devotee is also of that of a devotion to the master. That is why this surrender is completely different and has completely different result. But it is difficult to do because in this material world, we are always taught to become a master. We have master's degrees. There are no servant degrees. So that is why being in this material world for so many now lifetimes, it is very difficult to learn to become a servant. And that is why the scriptures are required. For anything or making any progress in any area, we definitely require some role models. Just like if you want to do good in cricket, then the children or the adults as well who are learning the art of cricket, they will have a role model like Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli or someone like that, so that they will have something in their, someone in front of them that who has been successful. They have practiced, and through that practice, they have become successful. So similarly, the scriptures are giving us the role models from whom we can learn what to do and what not to do. So there are different kinds of role models which are available in the scriptures. And those, looking at them, then we can understand that, oh, in the particular difficult situation, oh, Lord Ram did like this, Hanuman did like this, Lord Krishna did like this, or various different characters in this wonderful scriptures are behaving in a certain way. And that actually gives us inspiration that this is what we can do. So if you want to make progress in spiritual life, then we need to learn from these role models in the scriptures. So as I was mentioning earlier, that Ram Navami is coming on 3rd of April, which is on this Friday, and Manmohan Prabhu requested that we should talk about Lord Ram's pastimes. And that is where we are going to start about Lord Ram's pastimes, talking about that today. So in Ramayana, there are very wonderful characters, and there are very wonderful lessons that we can actually derive from these various characters. Now Ramayana, is someone using a whiteboard to draw on this?
They'll stop. You tell them, they'll stop.
Yeah. So in Ramayana, what are the characters? Which are the characters from whom we can learn surrender? This is a question. Yes, Subhashri Mataji. Subhashri Mataji, you raise your hand.
Vibhishan.
Oh, Bibhishan, yes, very good. Bharadwajashi Prabhu. Hanuman, yes. Sandeep Prabhu, you have to unmute.
Ram.
Yeah, Lord Ram surrendered as well. He has been surrendered to his guru, his parents, his mother, like that. Yes, Sitaramaya Prabhu.
It's Lakshman. He surrendered to Ram, who is Krishna.
Yes, very good. Then Ramakrishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, it's Bharata, the other brother.
because
Yes.
you other devotees took all the names. So
Yes, Pundrikaksha Prabhu, you wanted to say something?
No, Prabhuji, it is covered now.
Oh, covered.
Yeah.
Khandu Prabhu,
Yes,
Shabri.
who?
Bhaktaji is saying Shabri. I was also going to say Bharat,
Yes,
but
Shabri.
Jatayu and also all the monkeys maybe.
Yes, Jatayu, all the monkeys. Very good. Venkat Prabhu,
Sita.
yes, Mother Sita, definitely.
Mother
Sudhir Prabhu,
everything is covered, Prabhu.
okay, fine. So there are many examples in the scriptures, especially Ramayana, from whom we can learn surrender. So today's topic, we have already actually crossed the time. So it is 8:30 already. Generally we stop here, but we'll take 5 or 10 more minutes. This pastime is not going to get finished in 5-10 minutes, so we will continue that tomorrow as well. So we will cover the first or 1 or 2 lessons from that pastime, and then the remaining pastime we will cover tomorrow. So the pastime that I have chosen to speak about today is that of Lord Ram killing Tataka. So Tataka demoness was killed by Lord Ram when he was around 12 years of age. And that is the pastime that we are going to cover. And from that pastime, we'll try to learn few things that we can implement in our own life. So Lord Ram, when he was around 12 years of age, sage Vishwamitra came and asked Lord Ram from his father Dasharath. And that itself is a very wonderful pastime from which we can learn many things. But we are going to talk about a different one today. So we'll just quickly move on from that. So Lord Ram, and then because Lakshmana comes as a package with Lord Ram. So that is why, though Vishwamitra came, sage Vishwamitra came to just ask for Lord Ram's help, both Ram and Lakshmana, then they went with sage Vishwamitra. And he wanted to do a yajna which was getting destroyed by all the demons. And while he was doing the yajna, he had taken a vow that he will not speak anything else apart from the mantras that he is doing. And the demons were taking benefit or advantage of that vow, and they were coming and doing something because they knew that sage Vishwamitra is not able to curse them or chant different mantra to kill them. Lord, so he wanted someone to protect the yajna while he's doing the yajna. And that is why he took Ram and Lakshman with him. So when they were walking, so they have left Ayodhya and now they are walking towards where Vishwamitra sage was staying. And in between on that journey, they came across a very desolate forest, a very parched one, very hot. There were many trees there, but there were no leaves. And it was very, very dreadful forest. So as soon as they came there, the heat and everything was actually was very, very difficult for Ram and Lakshman because they were just young children. It was difficult for them to withstand that and bear it. So Vishwamitra Muni, he taught them 2 mantras. They were called Bala and Atibala mantras. Now these Bala and Atibala mantras are very special mantras. Just by chanting these mantras, all their fatigue and all their the problems that they were facing, they were all went quickly. So the first lesson that we can learn is from these mantras. The concept of a mantra is that the things are not going to change outside you or around you. They are going to remain similar. That it is not that just by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the coronavirus is going to just go away immediately. It is going to remain, right? But what is going to change? It is giving you the strength to go through it properly. So the concept of mantra is that the things are not going to change outside, the things are going to change inside. And that is why this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra that we are chanting every day, that is for giving us the strength that when the difficulties come, we should be able to actually cross beyond those difficulties without getting affected. So please keep chanting and try to focus as much as possible. Try to actually tune in your mind when you are chanting into it. Not only do mechanical chanting, but try to focus your mind on the sound vibration, and that will actually give you the most benefit. It is the same amount of time it is going to take. For example, if you chant one round of mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, inattentively, it is still going to take around 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes. And if you chant attentively, it is still going to take similar time. So the same amount of time, you can get more benefit just by focusing on the sound vibration. Then why not do it? So that is why, that is what we should try to do. As much as possible, try to focus on the sound vibration while chanting. So Lord Ram, looking at that one, that forest, which was very dreadful and desolate, he asked Vishwamitra that why the forest is like this. So Sage Vishwamitra is telling the story about this forest. So Vishwamitra started saying that this forest was once upon a time, so Indra killed Vritrasur. So that story comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Indra, he killed Vritrasur. Now Vritrasur is also a Brahmana. So because he killed the demon Vritrasur, who was also a Brahmana in the previous life, he got the sin of killing a Brahmana. And the sin was following him. And that is why he was running. And he was running all around the universe. And he was facing two problems. One problem was that he was very feeling hungry. And the second problem was he is feeling contaminated. So finally he comes to this forest. Actually, these are twin forests. There were two forests next to each other. And when he comes to these two forests, then in one forest, he gets some fruits and things that to eat. And by that, his hunger gets satisfied. And in the second forest, he gets cleansed. He cleanses himself. So that is why that forest is called Malada. So Malada forest means where the mala or the contamination of Indra was removed. And the other forest was called Karusha. So this Malada forest and Karusha forest where Indra got benefited. So because he got benefited from those two forests, he was very, very happy. And he blessed the forests that they will become very prosperous. And that is what happened. These two forests became very, very prosperous. They were very wonderful, very beautiful. So there is this one lesson that we can learn from this. And after this lesson, we will stop. The Tataka is not even has arrived in the scene. But that's fine. So the lesson from this, that the prosperity that we get in our life, many times we say that, oh, because of my own effort that I have received everything, whether it is material prosperity or the spiritual progress that we make in our life. Many times even devotees start thinking that we have done this by our own effort. But that may not be the situation. The progress that we are making may be because of somebody's blessings. So, of course, our endeavor is required. It is not that only by blessing we are going to get progressed. We have to still chant our Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But apart from that, the blessings of the other Vaishnavas, the elderlies, that is required. We should never think that the prosperity or the progress that we are making is because of my own effort. So just like in our situation here in Journey of Self-Discovery, we have so many wonderful senior Vaishnavas, elderly Vaishnavas who are around us, and they are always blessing us, all of us. And because of that, we are able to make whatever little progress that we are making in our life. So always seek blessings from the elderlies, seek blessings from the senior Vaishnavas, and by that blessing, we can make progress. So two things that we learned today. the 2 lessons? One, okay, I'll ask you that question. What is the first lesson that we learned today? Venkat Prabhu, you have raised your hand. Was that from previously or you are raising hand now?
No, before Prabhu.
Okay, fine. So you can lower your hand.
Yeah.
Kirtivanta Prabhu?
We have to surrender.
Yes, beta, we could not hear.
What is the lesson?
Come near the mic.
That we have to surrender.
Yes, that is good. Very good. We have to surrender. But from the story,
Surrender to whom?
from the story that we talked about of Tataka that we started talking about, what lesson we can learn? Sudhir Prabhu?
We need to surrender to us, right?
Yeah, we covered that. Sudhir Prabhu?
Focus, attentive chanting.
Yes. So we learned, the first lesson that we learned was the concept of the mantra is that the things are not going to change outside, it is going to change us from within. It is going to give us the strength to go through the difficulties in our life. And for that, we should do attentive chanting. Yes, what was the second lesson that we learned?
Importance of blessing.
Importance of blessings. Very good. Babu Prabhu.
Blessings will come only by pleasing.
Yeah, and the blessings will come by doing something. So by pleasing them, we will get blessings from them. And that is how our progress in our spiritual life as well as material life will come. And this story had just started. And there are many more things that we are going to learn from this story. That how the situation of that forest became degraded or desolate, and then where the Tataka comes, and then how Lord Ram kills Tataka. So we will try to cover that tomorrow, and it looks like possibly next day as well. So does anyone have any questions?
This sounds an interesting story. Is there anything that you can show us as a story to kids?
What?
What should I show, Prabhu? Should I become like a Tataka?
No. This story I have never heard, although we read different stories.
Whoa, look at that.
It comes from Valmiki Ramayana, Prabhuji, and I am specifically referring to the 2 books which are based on Valmiki Ramayana. So the first one is Krishna Dharma Prabhu's. So both are devotees, ISKCON devotees. Krishna Dharma Prabhu has translated Valmiki Ramayana, and that is available online on Vedabase. Vedabase.io, that is the website. On that you can refer to Ramayana. And then the second book, which is not on Vedabase, but it is by Shubha Vilas Prabhu, and he has written a series of books. So I'm referring to his book as well. So based on these 2, I am giving you these stories and lessons, Prabhuji. I am not manufacturing anything. I'm just learning and passing on whatever I have learned from other Vaishnavas in the Parampara.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Anyone, Bharadwaja Prabhu, you have some question? You raise your hand.
Can I ask?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Even Ravana is also Brahmana only, no Prabhuji. Ravana Brahma, we will tell. Rama killed Ravana, but then Rama also will get that same what Indra got.
He still did
Yeah.
atonement.
So Lord Ram doesn't have to actually go through any karma. So karma is only applicable to living entities. The Lord is beyond the karma. He is the governor, or he is governing the law of karma. He is not actually. He doesn't the karma. Yeah, he doesn't come under the purview of law of karma.
But still he did atonement because.
Why Radharani told to Krishna to bath in every kund because that hawks demon to kill that hawks, that is like
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question again. So that is also a pastime. It is not that Lord Krishna was really having some karma and then he had to actually take bath in the holy waters to actually get rid of that sin. So it was not like that. It was just a pastime that he was performing so that we get Shamakunda, Radhakunda, and then we can take bath in Shamakunda, Radhakunda to get purified.
I'm pure, right?
Yes, Babu Prabhu, you have some question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
The essence of today's session, if I have to put it in one word, is like surrender in my view, in my understanding.
Yes.
That was an excellent thing, surrendering. Now, in Ramayana time, they were all lucky because they had role models right in front of them, living and breathing right in front of them. So it made it easy for them to surrender and just follow what they say. But in this particular day and age, whom do we follow who is living and breathing and who is among us, makes it easy for us to follow and surrender to them and then go from it. I think the path would become a lot easier like that, in my view. I don't know.
Yes, that's a very good question, Babu Prabhu. So Lord Ram and Lord Krishna came so that they can establish the principles of religion and they can reciprocate with their devotees, as well as they can remove the burden from the earth of all the demoniac tendencies and demoniac people. But at the same time, it is said that Lord doesn't come always himself. He also sends his representatives for helping us. So there are representatives from the Lord who are coming from the bona fide disciplic succession. Now this is very important to understand, that who should we surrender to? We should be surrendering to only those gurus who are coming from unbroken chain of disciplic succession, which is starting from Lord Krishna himself.
Yep.
If a devotee is able to show the disciplic succession which is directly coming from the Supreme Lord, as well as his activities are based on the scriptures, like whatever the scriptures are saying, based on that he's acting. It is not that he's speaking something and then doing something else.
Yep.
So he should be an acharya. So there are many devotees like that which are there amongst us who are very senior. They are practicing this process for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. And by meeting them, we can actually also understand and learn from them. And when we find such a wonderful devotee, we should surrender unto them. Just like personally, I have met such a wonderful devotee, and that is why I have surrendered myself at his feet, and I have taken his shelter, and I have become his disciple.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That makes it easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is possible in this material world. It is not that we have to only surrender to Krishna directly. In fact, Lord Chaitanya, who came, who is Krishna himself, but 500 years ago he came, he said that he is more pleased by devotees surrendering to his servants or devotees of the devotees of Lord Krishna instead of directly surrendering to the Supreme Lord. So it is better for us to surrender to a devotee like that, and then by following their instructions, we can make progress.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Khandu Prabhu, you had some comments, or you had raised your hand, or you were... Khandu Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No, it was just to say, you personally are a very good inspiration to us as well. That's all, and that's why I've got that clap there.
Oh, that is only possible because of her blessings, Prabhuji. So,
I know, but still,
I know that.
No,
I know that both you and Mataji have always blessed both of us, and because of your blessings, we are able to make whatever little progress that we are making.
You always turn it around. Yes.
But isn't that true? Are you not blessing us?
Of course.
Always.
Yes. See? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any more comments or questions? No? Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
See you all tomorrow, and we'll continue this journey tomorrow.
Amrish Maharaj Datta Bhu ki Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.